we have a full crowd here today. Thank you. This is Living in Light Church. I'm Reverend Robert Engel, and I'll be leading services today. We weren't going to have anybody do healing, and then Lynn showed up so she can do the meditation part so that I can get on the chair. And then Lisa called. She's going to be able to run a little late, but she's going to be able to participate doing healing. So we will definitely have healers. And speak of the devil. She's not a devil because she's got an angel for a dog. Yeah. The devil. Hi, Lisa.
I'm the devil. Huh?
Yeah. I was just mentioning you when you showed up. So that's the thing people say. Speak of the devil, but this is kind of a bad place to be saying that. So I want to take it back.
Say, speak of the angels.
Yeah. What was that?
Say, speak of the angels.
Speak of the angels. Yeah, you're right. That works so much better. Okay, so we are going to get started here. There's a couple people here this is their first time here. Howard and Carol. Hi. Thank you for coming. Oh, I see you already got something to drink. Okay, somebody showed you the ropes.
Yeah. There's coffee cake.
That's right. We have coffee cake if anyone's interested in nibbling on that. And the napkins are up on the wall with the paper towels. We do have canned water. It's not bottled water, it's canned water.
And it's not bubbly or sparkling.
It's just
Your
regular.
H2 out in a can.
Yeah. If you're expecting to pop it open and hear that sizzle, you're not going to hear it. It's going to be flat because it's water. So, and the reason why we did that is because there's less microplastics in that rather than the bottles. In fact, Spirit has said, don't be drinking from bottled water. There's just too much of that stuff in there. Of course, we have coffee, we have chocolate, hot chocolate, and we have hot tea. And we have a selection of books in the back. In fact, that selection of books is new. I'm collecting books from the UCM Church from time to time, and that's the latest collection that hasn't been in circulation. So there's some new ones here for you to perusing. If you are interested in checking one out, we ask for $1 donation.
That was a new donation from UCM?
Yes. Yes.
So that's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think they're finally done now. I think they finally got rid of all their books.
But you got to
Yes, exactly. Exactly. In fact, we're at about 375 books now.
more to come.
Yeah. Oh, no. In fact, I told them when I was going to leave, I said, if you find any more books, don't tell me. Okay, and we also have the healing book in the back. We do have a healing portion of the service, but there's some people that can't make it here, and maybe they're on the other side of the country or even on the other side of the world, and you would like for healing blessings to be given to them. Put their name in the book, and we will address that during that portion of our service. And so that's definitely in the back. This is going to be the Spirit Messages service. Towards the end of service, we have mediums that will stand up and give messages at random to people in the congregation. On the other weeks, we have billet readings, and that's where you write down a question you would like to have Spirit to answer, fold it up, put a unique symbol on the front so that you know it's for you when it's been picked up. Because we're going to be getting these anonymously. We won't know who we're reading for. So it alternates between Spirit messages and billet readings, back and forth. And we do have 3 services a month. This is the 3rd one for this month. And I think that takes care of that. Oh yeah, if you have cell phones, put them on silent so they don't disturb other people. I've done that to this one too. We got the healing book. We got covered messages. Let's see what else. I guess the next part is to stand, rise up, as we will be singing our opening hymn, which will be On Higher Ground, page 44 of your hymn books. On Higher Ground. Four.
Lord, when I feel on higher ground. As hope is hard to say, burdens rise and fears to say, certainly burdens abound, and great is higher ground. Let me go and let me stand, for I feel on heaven's table land, on higher way where I am found, or when I feel on higher ground.
The fourth.
Sail the utmost high, and catch a gleam of glory bright. The silver grave till heaven found, or lead me on to higher ground. Or lift me up and let me stand, my faith on heaven's table land, on higher way than I have found, or when I feel on higher ground.
And for the invocation, in the name of infinite life, in which we live, move, and have our own share of individual conscious being, we now beseech all good, pure, true, loving, wise, and strong influences to come to us during this time. Amen. You may now be seated. Thank you. And we will continue with the reading of the principles that we recite all together. And that's going to be on the inside cover of your hymnal books. And this is the declaration of principles that the Spiritualist church is based upon. There are 9. There we go. Starting with number 1. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We believe that the highest morality, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Sorry to sort of mess that number 7 up. When I look away and look down, it's like, yeah, just read the next one. It's like, sometimes it's out of order. I got to put my finger on there. Normally, I would turn this over to Avery Babon. He's a minister in training to handle the healing portion of the service. He's not here today because he's working at Soul Search. So all the way up in Dublin, I think, is this one. And that happens. He's working both days, so he's there today. And he probably would like you all to know that it closes at 6, so you have time to get up there after church. So I will be leading in the healing portion of the service. And again, we do have the healing book in the back if you feel there's someone that you can put on that list, and then we will address them. We will be singing the healing hymn and reciting the healing prayer, and then I will ask healers to attend to the chairs. But before we do that, from what I understand, Tim Mauro is our local musician, and he has a song for us to play. Is that true? It seems like you're getting recruited and you don't know about it.
There's no need to change the direction of the wind. I'll just set my sails toward my destination. There's no need to wait for permission from anyone. I'll just be the source of my own inspiration. There's no need to wait for the rest of the world to awake, or for the current political tide to change. When I allow myself to be new in the now, I realize that nothing is prearranged. A bright future belongs to a certain time. Those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Let your hopes and not your hurt shape it for you. And have a clear vision of what it should be. There's no need to dramatize my history. Everyone's tired of hearing it anyway. When I allow myself to be new in the now, a whole new chapter can begin today.
Tim wrote that song.
If you like it. If you don't like it, Bob wrote it.
Thank you, Tim. That's nice. That's nice. And I really like the timbre guitar. It really sounds good, better than the recorded stuff. So.
Lyrics are here. Music and words.
Music and words, yes. Thank you. Well, for the rest of us, when we do the healing portion of the service, I think Lisa's going to be participating in the healing, and we need 3 affidavits in order to be commissioned as healers, and so Lisa's going to need some of those. We do have the affidavits in the back, so if you believe you received the beneficial healing, we ask that you fill one out for her so that she can be commissioned. Okay, we are now going to be singing the healing hymn, which is He Healeth Me, which is verses 1 and 2 on page 109. closer still to thee, since 'tis thy love that healeth me. Don't put away those hymnal books just yet. So we are going to recite the healing prayer together, which should be on the first page or the last page. I'll tell you in the book if it's the last page. The second page? Oh, okay. First, second, or last page?
Third, spiritual healing.
Okay, we'll be reciting that together. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. Amen. And now I ask the healers to station themselves, and Reverend Lynn Rogers will be coming up. She'll be doing the meditation for the rest of us. Okay?
Good morning. Oh boy, I get to tune into a meditation from Spirit. I have no plan at all, so let's see where Spirit moves us today. We should take a deep breath. Maybe clean our aura, which you can do by moving your hands through your aura. And then we can aim our hands toward the ground, the earth. And we can send anything that doesn't belong in our aura to the earth plane. And it can become soil and compost for flowers. Another thing we can do is draw in a deep breath and then hold, when you're exhaling, hold your energy at the third eye center. Keep your focus there, and that lets more negativity burn off. So take a deep breath. Hold your attention here as you breathe out. One more time. Hold your attention here as you breathe out. And again, the last time. And we ask that the healing and angelic forces be present with us during this healing time. The Edgar Casey readings say that the spiritual forces that surround us can be the most important part of our lives. And we open ourselves now to the angels, to the Creator, the creative force. Each one of us has our own name for the creative force. Some say infinite intelligence. Some say Father, Mother, God, God, Goddess, and all that is. Divine Source. Open yourself up to connecting with your divine source. Know that this source can replenish you when you feel weary, can help you when you need healing. Take a deep breath and draw in that divine creative force. And draw your center to your heart chakra. This is the green heart chakra. We're in the St. Patrick's green too. Green for healing. This is the chakra of spiritual teachers throughout time who exhibited love. The beloved Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Brother Lawrence. Those in your life, your teachers, those who have helped you in your life, think for a minute of someone who shared unconditional love with you, who helped guide you. We imagine ourselves surrounded with a green bubble of healing light. That green can be emerald, it can be lawn green, it could be soft mint green. Within this bubble of light, you're receptive right now to connect with someone, some teacher, even could be an animal friend who taught you unconditional love. who guided you, maybe more than one. So let's take a moment of quiet to open to communication with your teacher of unconditional love. You can say their name 3 times in your mind, and they will be present because there is no time or space. Let's do that now. Healing chair is open. Take a moment and ask a question of your healing teacher. Something you would very much like to know. There is no time or space. That healing teacher of unconditional love can communicate with you now. In a thought, in a feeling, in a word. Now for guidance, perhaps from a source or an angel you've never met. Just take a moment and listen within and feel that whisper, that intuitive sense that the Creator gives us, whereby we may have protection and strengthening along the way. Be open to who your guide might be at this time. Remember, you are light, you are truth, you are beauty, you are divinity in expression. You are light, you are truth, you are divinity in expression. Know that your guides and your healing teachers can always be with you, and you can contact anyone whom you love, whether they are living in this plane or on the other side of life. Whether you knew them in a past reincarnation, that love continues. All you have to do is quietly say their name 3 times. It's just a tool to help you listen to them, to feel them, because there is no time or space separating the principle of love. Edgar Casey said, love goes far beyond what we call the grave. It's the one thing that lasts and is always. Now take a moment to thank your healing teachers, your guides, the Creator, for the opportunity each of us has to make the attempt in this plane of consciousness to do our best, to comfort, to reach out to those who have lost hope or in need, to be of service. Let the green refresh you, body, mind, and spirit. Bringing our attention back now. Here's a healing chair available. Coming back now. Coming back into the present moment. Spirit thanks you.
Thank you, Lynn, for that meditation. And I now have the list of healing acts, of the healing book. And before I recite the list, we do have a list on the other side as a tribute to those that have crossed over, and we do have someone on that list that just left us very recently to go back to the other side. Go home. So the schooling has ended, and they have returned to their home. And so we ask for glad tidings for doing so, having graduated. To the healing list, I will now recite it, and I ask you to send healing energy to these people. Think good thoughts for them. So we ask for good thoughts and healings to these people, to these groups, these states, and basically to people around the world that need help, that need healing, that need to recover from whatever ailments that they're currently enduring. So we thank this energy that has been shared.
I think most of you probably know.
You can sing along, the name's right.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Everywhere I go.
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. With everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
In my brother's heart.
In my brother's heart, I'm gonna let it shine. In my brother's heart, I'm gonna let it shine. In my brother's heart, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
In my sister's soul.
In my sister's soul, I'm gonna let it shine. In my sister's soul, I'm gonna let it shine. In my sister's soul, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
All around the world.
All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
This little life. This.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Very relevant for here.
Thank you for that. We hold a weekly seance, and that's one of the songs that we sing, so we're very familiar with that. Normally, I would announce the speaker, and then we'd sing hymnal, and then have the speaker come up, but it's like, that's such a good song, I think that just does it for us. So I would like to ask Colleen to come on up. Colleen Sulivan will be giving the talk for today. Do you need to sit down?
Oh yeah, that's way all over the place.
Okay.
My talks are always two-parters. The first part is esoteric information. The second part, personal. So I will start with the esoteric information. The topic today is going to be reincarnation. Reincarnation is when humans go from one lifetime to another lifetime. Reincarnation started with the start of human consciousness. In the time of Mars, the human consciousness only had 2 points of view: causing suffering and suffering, causing suffering and suffering. So each and every time we reincarnated, we repeated that cycle of reincarnation, causing suffering or receiving suffering. It lasted for thousands of years. It was the time of Mars. Then came the time of Pisces, where human consciousness now had 3 points of view: villain, victim, and hero. Because of that hero, we suddenly did things like laws on how we were to treat each other. But emotionally, we had things that came with heroes such as pity, sorry for the victims, compassion, which is a much higher form. It's not pitiful. It's like you want everyone to have a wonderful life no matter what they did. The third point, which is a negative that came with it, is guilt. We expected to take care of everybody. We expected to be the good guys. We felt so sorry for the victims. We knew that shouldn't be happening. I should be doing something. I should be doing something. I should be doing something. And so now this resonance of guilt is why we then come back again and again and again. One of them is so that we can feel compassion, because compassion feels wonderful. And the other is to augment guilt. People have always called it karmic rebalancing. You did something bad, you come back to do something guilt. That is not what fueled reincarnation in the Piscean age. It was guilt and needing to augment the guilt. Feeling guilty about something that you did in a past life, because remember, you're coming in, you're a totally different person. You are higher evolved. In between lives, you get your soul healed. You get your emotional body healed. You get learning of new spiritual tools. You are not the same person. It's a little like when you were a child and really, you're 6 years old, you really want a kitten. You really want a kitten. You promise your mom and dad you will take care of that kitten. That kitten's your whole world. Don't worry, Mom, I'll take good care of the kitten. You get the kitten. Once in a while you play with the kitten, but it's your mother that takes care of the kitten. It's your father that cleans the litter box. Feeling guilty about how you treated that kitten and how you broke your promise as an adult is ridiculous. You are not 6 years old. You take care of everybody in your life that needs to be fed or their litter box needs to be cleaned. You're completely responsible. You've been taking care of people probably since you were a teenager. And the circumstances aren't the same. There is no little kitten in your life. When you come back in from another lifetime, you are dramatically different. You are kinder. You are better. You are more mature. And the circumstances are gone. They can't be repeated. You cannot be in the 1850s starving to death so you stole something. This is 2026. You can't repeat the same circumstances. But that feeling of guilt just has to be relieved. And so what you do is you keep tempting yourself. Okay, with this temptation, will I be a bad person? Will I be a bad person? Will I be a bad person? And we keep doing it until we fail. Oh, I knew it. I'm not good. I'm not wonderful. Look, I did this little thing. I did that little thing. You add to the guilt, you add to the guilt, add to the guilt. The good news is we are now in the Aquarian age. In the Aquarian age, human consciousness has one point of reference, and that's the oneness, where we see each other as being one. I am you and you are me, and we are one in that which created us. We don't go looking around for a God because you know what's expressed through you, and the only point of reference you have is harm no one and benefit everyone. And so every system on this planet in the Aquarian age is going to look dramatically different. The medical community is the easiest one to explain how it's going to be different. When you harm no one, that means that you don't slice off pieces of your body because it has cancer. It does not mean that you take some pill that's going to poison or hurt or cause distress to any other part of your body. You're going to come up with something that harms no part of your body and heals or balances every single part of your body. So medicine is going to look dramatically different. We are going to use color. We're going to use vibration. We're going to use chanting. We're going to use energy. We will not use chemistry, and we will not use surgery. It won't be in our consciousness. Well, no, that's not the truth, but you don't do anything to harm something. The planet itself is going to look so dramatically different. If there's a mosquito that's pesting you, you don't murder the mosquito. You don't poison it. So then the mosquito doesn't die, putting it into the soil. We don't run off chemicals because we poison something to save a crop. So now it's in the water, it's in the landmass, and people are being poisoned. Because when you hurt one thing, you hurt all things. But we don't even think of hurt anymore. It would be like you don't fear your left foot is going to hurt your arm. You don't slice off your finger because you have a headache. It will be that kind of thinking. And because it's our only point of reference, it will be the only way we know how to think. But we're in the very beginning of the Aquarian age. We have hundreds of years to go before that is visible everywhere, or at least in a portion of the planet. And so, reincarnation is going to take longer periods of time for us to reincarnate. It used to be you could reincarnate in a generation, especially if you were a really good person who didn't need a lot of retweaking. You'd be back in a generation. There were people who died as a grandmother and came back as a great-grandchild in the same family. Only one generation for some of us. Now, it'll be hundreds of years before you come back on planet Earth. Hundreds of years. Because you vibrate with thinking of the one, so you won't be back until that's the consciousness of the majority of the planet. Right now, people are leaving in waves. They're leaving through war and through genocide. The people who are leaving in wars and genocide are those who are still stuck in the suffer and suffering, suffer and suffering, suffer and suffering. They too will have the longest period of healing, and then they too, hundreds of years before you see reincarnation. The planet's going to look a little scary because scientists will look and go, oh no, more people are leaving than are coming back in. And it's like, yeah, but it's going to be okay. It's going to balance. It's going to balance. When the new age comes, it'll be hundreds of years from now, and all of you are coming back. You're all old souls. All of you. And in fact, now to more personal part, every single person in this room is in each other's soul group. Your soul group is thousands of people. Just look around the room. Every single person here is a member of your soul group, which means that you have shared other lifetimes together. Lifetimes shared, they aren't sequels. You don't get one after another. In fact, you don't even get big scenes from a lifetime. Sometimes it's just a little snippet, a little impression that you carry with you in your subconscious, and you recognize that person. Oh yeah, all you know is you just feel good when you look at them. Or this feeling that I know you from somewhere, and I like you automatically. Other people go, oh, not you again. But it's a strong impression. The goal is always to love more, love deeply, love more, love deeply. The easiest way to love more and love deeply is, remember, we still got that little Piscean age left over, because that's where we were born. To eradicate feeling like a villain, the feeling of appreciation. You cannot feel appreciative and have any negative thought about anything or anyone. While you're busy loving how a rose grows, you're not thinking, man, I'm going to punish this guy, or I'm going to do that. You can't hold those two thoughts. You can't hold those two feelings. What eradicates the victim is gratitude. You cannot feel grateful for something in your life and feel like being victimized by your life. So while you're here, practice appreciating. It eradicates villain. Practice gratitude. It eradicates victim. But the most important one for you to eradicate is hero. You have got to stop looking at the world like it's filled with victims and villains. And what eradicates hero is peace. You cannot feel peaceful and look out and want to rush and rescue somebody. So the most important thing for you to feel is peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Because what gets in the way, I should say the downside of coming in feeling guilty and needing to be a hero, because all of that guilt is being held in your subconscious, which also happens to be the creative force for every single physical condition in your body. So if you have a chronic condition of any kind, you have a guilt problem, you have a forgiveness problem. That doesn't mean you did anything bad to anybody in this lifetime. Most of us do living amends. We need to apologize, don't do the deed anymore. But we can't remember what we did to somebody before. We just know we're feeling guilty about something. And so we punish ourselves. One way of punishing yourself is a chronic medical condition. Another way of punishing yourself are chronically negative circumstances. Or you can never seem to keep a job. You can never seem to get ahead financially. You can never, if there's one house that's going to be blown away by a tornado, it's going to be your house. Punishment, punishment, punishment for not feeding a cat when you were 6. It makes absolutely no sense, but the only way to eradicate it is to recognize that being a hero isn't being a good guy. It's just feeling guilty because the world isn't perfect. So feel peace, feel peace, feel peace. Some feel peace when they meditate, take a deep breath, listen to music, anything that gets you towards a feeling of peace. Do it. It's the most important of the 3, is to feel peaceful. Because when you're feeling peaceful, automatically your body just goes into healing, 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 healing. And when you're feeling peaceful, you're not in hero, which means you don't feel guilty, which means you think, well, just some good things happening to me. I'm not guilty of anything. I feel innocent. I feel peaceful. To get you to peace, pleasure centers, because there are also many, many times in many, many different lifetimes where you've been seriously happy. And if you could duplicate not those exact circumstances, but for some people, your favorite foods, your favorite music don't match the culture you were born in. That's because that was a really, really happy lifetime for you. These are clues that you have multiple lifetimes. You are eternal, you're going on forever, but there were lifetimes you were really happy. You could regain that feeling by just examining your life. What kinds of clothes are you attracted to? What kinds of foods are you attracted to? What music seems to stir your soul? What interests do you have? What do you admire? What did you want to do when you were a little girl or a little boy, even if you never achieved it? But mostly, and to get there, the easiest way to remember even glimpses of a past life, because it's all in your subconscious, it's all recorded in your subconscious, is just relax and you can ask the simplest question, like, why do I like this so much? You will get an answer or you'll get a scene. And the more you do it, the more detail you get. Some people go to a hypnotist and they can regress you. They will hypnotize you and you're in a relaxed state. They're talking with your subconscious and you will remember sections and scenes from past lives. But you have to go in with a question to ask, such as, what past life is most affecting me right now? Did I ever want to do this? What is this relationship? Why am I having a problem with this person? Who was this person in another life? You can ask those questions of yourself if you do a lot of time daydreaming, meditating. You're going to get scenes and remembrances. The most important part is forgive yourself for what you did not do, for what you would never, ever, ever do again. You don't need to be a hero. You're only going to feed the guilt. The world, every single person on this planet is spirit. Every single person on this planet has God in them. They do not need you rescuing them. They do not need you giving them advice. Give them respect. Even if they're doing things that you know are so wrong, it's like, it's okay. It's all part of the all. They're on their journey. I'm on my journey. I'm going to keep my oars in my own boat. I'll give you compassion, but I'm not going to feed guilt for me because I'm not rescuing you. And remember, that feeling of hero is very strong in good people, really strong. That's why it's the most important one for you to eradicate your feelings of peace. Feelings of peace. But the fun part of reincarnation is looking around going, I wonder who you were before. I wonder who you were before. Like, for me, I can say I was in a class with you. You and I were, this was the time when Mesmer was first started, like in the 1860s, 1850s. And now it wasn't just about mediumship and spirit, it was the mind. It's the mind that's going to go do that. And it's really funny because I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. And the idea that suddenly you're taking classes in hypnosis, which was the start of Mesmer. Lynn and I have been in classes too. We have been in classes before studying not spiritual principles, but anything psychic. We were in metaphysical classes. Eric and I, we were partners. We were a team. We worked together. We had a business together, which is why I just recognized him immediately. Bob, I was a member of the audience when you were doing seances. I was a friend of yours, but I myself did no seances. I did no mediumship work. I was a member of the audience. Does that mean I couldn't? No, it's just as well in my lifetime to do that. Psychics aren't psychic in every single solitary lifetime. They're only in select lifetimes. It's like artists aren't artists in every single solitary lifetime. But deep down, they still always have that skill. So if you were a psychic in a few other lifetimes, you were really intuitive in this lifetime. Really intuitive. Like Frank, no interest in anything psychic. He thinks, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. He has got fantastic intuition. Sometimes he will know something's going to happen before I do, or he'll go, no, that's going to happen right now. I'll go, yeah, the non-psychic is the one that was accurate. If you are in this room, you are attracted to things psychic, you know that there's a continuation of life, you trust more in the invisible being made manifest in the visible. You believe that healing comes from the invisible to the visible, not the other way around. You're not in a medical class. You are trusting that it's the invisible that's going to be made visible. And you're in a group of people who also know from other lives of proving it to yourselves. This is not your first time around. You are old souls. You have done this before. You are good at this, which means your idea of prayer, even if it's the old-fashioned Christian one, you believe that prayer works, and prayer does work, because it's the invisible manifesting through the visible, and that's how life really is. Everything that runs your body, you can't see it from the outside. You just trust that it's all trillions and trillions of cells separating and growing and separating and growing and separating. You can't see anything. You can't see 98% of life. You can only see the 2% of the surface. The 2% on the surface is not in charge of anything. Which is why, like for people, all healing comes from emotions and feelings. If you can feel innocent, if you think that you deserve good things, if you're feeling peaceful, your body automatically starts healing. But if it's a forgiveness problem, and it more than likely is, you do not have to remember what you did. There's a path that some philosophies teach, it's called the violet flame. You can go into a tower, a column, of the color violet. And that color violet erases and balances all things from all lifetimes, including this one, and returns you to innocence. Do it frequently, do it frequently, do it frequently. Because you're never going to remember what you did to somebody, ever. And, and you really are all innocent. It's the end of my forever talk.
Yes. Thank you. That was very good talk. Well, now it's time for the love offering. There it is. There's the love offering. It's time for the love offering, so we're asking for donations for a church that so many people in this room. We got insurance coming up, and so, we have to deal with reality. Thank you, sir. So, Infinite Spirit. In the spirit of unconditional love, we give thanks to the generous gifts that were received on this day. Thank you. This offering will ensure that we continue to gather in your name, and may these supporters also receive abundance in their own lives. And we ask that you bless this gift, this congregation, and this church. Let it blossom as the sunflower does so well. Thank you. Amen. So now it's time for the announcements. Boy, the weather's warming up now. It's like today's the last of our cool days, because tomorrow it's going to be cranked up pretty high. From what I understand, it's going to be all week long, and it won't let go of us until next weekend. So enjoy that warmer weather. We have a church. I want to say we have a flea market, but we don't. De Anza College has a flea market, and we're going to be participating in that. We're renting 2 spaces. And so if you have anything you'd like to offer, go ahead and give me a call. It's like I've got business cards back there to donate items that we'll be selling at the church. And the money that we collect will be going towards the church. So it's actually a fundraiser. The flea market is actually pretty big. They have a lot of booths and a lot of people that come to that. So I think it will be pretty successful. We also have our psychic fair that's happening on May 31st, and this is going to be here over at the multi-purpose center, multi-purpose room. And so far I've got 6 people who have signed up for tables now. We're still ways off, but it's happening. It's happening. Money's coming in, and it's like they're reserving tables. And the past ones that we've had are pretty good. And I think we're going to try to do 2 this year. We've always been doing 1, we're going to do 2. Let's see. Soul Search is happening this weekend, and of course Avery isn't here because he's attending that Soul Search. The next one is going to be in Palo Alto on April 11th and 12th, and our church will have a table there, so we'll be represented. We're still going to have church here on Sunday, but Saturday I'll be able to be there, and then Avery will just have to take over the table after that. The one after that is in Las Vegas, so if anyone's planning on Las Vegas. So yeah, I've got the schedule for the whole year over here. There's some other items here too. Let's see. This is something new that was just announced, like they do it every year. It is the Spiritual Awakenings International Conference they hold every year. It's online. It's for both weekends. And I have the schedule here for both Saturday and Sunday of what's going to be talked about. Mostly it has to do with near-death experiences, say chakra awareness meditations, and on Sundays, let's see what else, things like spiritual healing, researching, things like that. So I have this here if anyone would like to browse it. Let's see, the dates are probably important. That's going to be June 6th and 7th. That's going to be coming up. Again, it's online, and they're asking for a donation. I don't know what the amount is. I don't have that on me. But anyway, I have this here, and you get the contact information to do it online. And then I have another one. The New Living Expo is going to be happening on the 18th and 19th. Actually, the 17th, 18th, and 19th, but it's all the way in Marin. Yeah. What about the near-death experience? Okay. NewLivingExpo.com is where you get that information. I printed out a schedule for Saturday, which is quite extensive, so I didn't want to do the whole thing, but I have it here if you're interested in looking at that. Again, that's going to be up here. So after the service, feel free to browse. And I make myself little notes, and this is weird. We're at war with Iran right now. Some military commanders are telling their troops that they are fulfilling a biblical prophecy by doing this. I guess to help make them feel better for the things that they're doing. And that's pretty weird. I was surprised that they're actually doing that. Oh, and the return to Jesus. So I thought, whoa, I'm surprised that they're doing that. You know, our own seances that we have on Wednesday, there was a subject that came up about gems and crystals and charging them. Because just having a crystal or gem doesn't really do much to help you. They need to be recharged. The negativity got rid of, positive energy put back into it. And the information that we got from our seance is that you're supposed to expose them to 128 hertz. And that's like a tuning fork. Using a tuning fork, tuned to 128 hertz, or coming through a speaker. And I thought, that's interesting. And it's like, or placing them in moonlight, on a full moon, on a full moonlight. That would help also charge it. So the day that we were having our seance last Wednesday, I took a selenite crystal that I had and I put it on top of a speaker and I was running sound through it. It was playing 128 hertz from a tuning fork that had been recorded. And I had it going for about 10 or 15 minutes. That evening when we had our seance, I brought out the crystal and said, hey, is this thing charged now? It's, yes, it is. And they said, put your hand on it. Okay, so I put my hand on it. I could feel something. I could actually feel some energy because that's how you know you've charged the crystal. And then I said, oh, we were talking about selenite specifically, and it's good for all gems. You can do the same thing for all gems. So if you have crystals at home that you're wearing, yeah, you know, tell me to protect me or give me positive energy, you need to recharge it. You need to do something to recharge it. So put it in moonlight or put it next to a speaker or use a tuning fork that's at 128 hertz. So it may feel like a lot of technical stuff, but it does something to the crystal to charge it up so that it's used to your benefit. So I thought that was interesting. And the last thing is, St. Patrick's Day is coming up on Tuesday. And I was surprised it came up that soon. It's on Tuesday. St. Patrick was not canonized, but he was made a saint anyway. I guess it was kind of like by popular vote rather than through the Christian church. And the reason why St. Patrick's Day is such a big day is because that's when Christianity was introduced to Ireland. And a lot like Christianity being introduced to the United States when the Spaniards came through and were putting up missions everywhere. The same thing was happening in Ireland. And St. Patrick was the figurehead of that movement. So that's the reason why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Lynn, you said you have an announcement you'd like to make?
Yes, I am facilitating creative writing for people who want to write their life story or poetry. Howard is a guest speaker there. It's through Los Gatos, Saratoga Recreation. Next week is our last week, and there'll be another session. You can sit home in your house in your pajamas and come on Zoom. So if you've ever really wanted to write a story or a poem, please join us.
Okay.
It's for Los Gatos, Saratoga Recreation.
Okay. We're now going to move on to spirit messages. I will be giving some messages. Lynn, I believe you are going to be giving some messages. And Colleen, would you like to participate? Okay, so that'll be three of us. And since I'm standing up here, I will go first. Okay? I want to go to you, because I want to go all the way to the end. You were there, so I'm going to go to you first, okay? And I notice you're wearing a vest, a black vest that really kind of stands out. It's kind of like subconsciously, it's kind of like a security blanket, having that vest on. It's like I see you putting it on tighter, like a shield. A shield to help protect yourself, help you make you feel more comfortable. Feel more comfortable in general. I feel that you're breathing more easily now. You might have had some distress earlier, but that's kind of going away now, and I feel when you breathe, you're relaxed when you're breathing. I can take a nice, relaxed breath, and I can enjoy that. I feel more comfortable now. So I believe right now you're feeling more comfortable. So whatever's going on in your life, it's now easing. You're getting back to the state that you want to be in. Joy's coming back. Like the sun's starting to come up, like the sunrise, and you can feel that warmth on your face. It's like you're going to relax, and you can feel that now. You've forgotten that joy for a while, but now it's returning. So, oh yes, I remember this. So enjoy that. Hang on to that. Not desperately hang on to it, but just comfortably hanging on to it. Okay, do we have any messages for Robert? Something about, it's a cross between animals and trees or vegetation. Nature. Nature, okay, there we go, nature. Getting closer to nature. Do you go for walks? Do you go for walks?
No, I'm going to walk around the.
Yeah. I think maybe you should start doing that. Even just a short one to help encourage that relaxation. It's like when I go for a walk, sometimes I'm thinking about things, and then other times I'm just looking at the trees that are around. It's like, oh look, that's pretty. Oh look, this is blossom. Oh look, there's flowers over here. So I'm just enjoying nature. So I suggest that you do the same. So I think that's the message. Okay? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I want to go all the way to this end. You're on the end. I'm going to come to you. That's all right? Okay. I felt going all the way this side. Now I want to go all the way to the other side, evening things out. Balance. And I'm really getting a strong sense of balance. It's like not just for the room, but also for you, for your benefit. Balance. I see things can tilt to go to one way for a while, and then they come back even. And then I want to go this way, not so much, and then it evens out, and then it leans over this way, kind of heavy, and then it comes back up. So you're kind of going back and forth with this. There are times when everything is even, everything is level, everything is balanced, and you're okay. And then something happens that pushes you out of whack, and then you want to come back to that again. Okay, do I have any other messages? Keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Art. Keep doing your art, because that's a release, that's a creative release, which you enjoy. And that helps return things into balance. When things are out of balance, run to your creativity, and that will help balance things out again. Think of exploring new ways of doing art. Anything else? Water. Make sure you're drinking water. And that's the message I have for you, okay? It's okay. See, I'll do 2 more. Okay, I'm going to go in the middle. Whoa, I'm going to go. You're right in the middle. Okay. I notice the shirt you're wearing is very Hawaiianish, very tropical. And the leaves in your shirt, they're turning into feathers. So I'm seeing feathers, they're growing into feathers. The shirt's going into feathers. There's feathers coming out of where all the leaves are. And now I'm getting a bird that wants to take off. All those feathers have gathered enough that you can lift up and you can take off and you can fly. Freedom, there's freedom in that flight, that new experience. Enlightenment. So those leaves are those feathers are growing so that you can do that. So I'm sure that's symbolic of what's going on with you. I feel this upliftment. It's like I want to get up. I want to get out there. It's like I want to explore. I want space. That's it. I want space. And then you can land on a perch and you can oversee everything that's going on. So you want to be in a high space so you look down at everything. And you're enjoying it. I see this enjoyment. It's like there's no agenda to this. It's just enjoyment. Just enjoyment. Okay, do I have any other messages for Frank? I'm getting a jar of pickles. I don't know why. I'm getting a jar of pickles. Yeah. Okay, jar of pickles, like dill pickles, crunching on pickles. It's kind of vinegary, kind of soury. And then More vegetables. I see vegetables on the other side. I see the jar, and then we look over here, and there's more vegetables. So it seems to be a give and take of taking nutritious vegetables, and then these pickles. So a change of your palate. So enjoy that. If you don't have any pickles right now, you might want to think about getting some. And that's the message I have for you, okay? And I'll do one more. Okay, I've gone this way in the middle. I want to go to the left. My left. Oh! When I come to you. Okay. There's like a parting of the sea, and you're right in the end of it. So. Well, I'm picking up on the black, because the black of your sweater, or your sweatshirt, or your sweatshirt jacket. And you have black hair, and I'm seeing a black hat, a lot of black things, black blankets. Boy, a lot of black. Black absorbs all light. It's like white reflects all light, black absorbs all light. So people may use that as a symbol for negativity. Not in this case. Not in this case. You're absorbing energy. I can practically see it. It's like you're sucking it in. You're sucking it in, taking it in, so you feel full of light. Okay, are there any messages? Okay, I'm starting to see knickknacks on a shelf, like placing little knickknacks. Even, I talked about gemstones earlier, so I'm seeing like tumbled rocks being placed on there, so you can see that. Do you have any gemstones? Okay. Do you put them on a shelf? Just sitting. Okay, there it is. There. So that's actually helpful to you. Earlier I talked about charging those gems with 128 hertz, but moonlight is probably going to be easier. On a full moon, I place them out so that that sunlight, that moonlight can touch those rocks and charge them up. And then you can put them on the shelf again. Because right now I feel they're kind of neutral because that energy has dissipated. So you can recharge that up again. I don't know when the next full moon is, but you may want to check that out. So that's the message that I have for you. Okay. Lynn, would you like to come up?
May I come to you? Just open your hands a little bit. Well, I just feel your energy. I feel your happiness being here, and I know that coming to this church was kind of just at a time you worked out some karmic things, and now you're under grace here. So anything that you wish to accomplish, you wish to share, you wish to receive, it's all yours to do. And it's great that you're on the board here because you have more leadership roles to play here in the future. And also with the coming fair. You don't have a pet, do you? Do you have a cat or?
In spirit.
In spirit. But if you find that cats choose us often, if a cat comes to you and visits you, think very highly of taking that cat in. Because there is an intuitive cat who would like to come your way. So just feeling that. Okay. May I come to you? Do you? Yes. And if you, yeah. Okay. If you just uncross your hands for a second, just to let the energy come out. You mentioned that we've been students together, and it's so interesting because we've gone parallel paths in this life, but we haven't found the one yet where our paths crossed. I know it's still there. So you've been in many temples in past lives, in the Temple of Diana in ancient Greece. You've been in temple work in Egypt, and the Temple Beautiful. So you bring this knowledge of the intuitive arts and perspective on reincarnation from many lives. You haven't thought of having written of any of this, of some of your experiences, because they would kind of like you to, even in simplified forms. There are things you do to stay in balance. Like if you gave step 1, step 2, step 3, take it for granted that people could learn from it. And you were in one temple where color was used to create healing. You have a very artistic art and color is with you. Do you do art at all per se? You do it in your own, in your expression in your home, and so there seems to be a feminine spirit from the other side who is still teaching you, and she is near to you when you do readings and go in on a deep level. So, yes. Let's see. I'm going to come to you both. Okay. All right, let's see if you could open your hands for just a second, and let's see what we all pick up from spirit. Seems to me that you were, Howard, a composer in another life where you worked very hard at compositions, but I can see you, the traditional being in the attic or the garret and creating work, and frustrated at times that it wasn't fully credited to you. You did a great deal of musical work. Many talents in this life are open to you. It's important what you're doing to associate your work with your name so that in this lifetime, your creative work lasts, and it's very much credited to you. I do see the symbol of ancient Egypt about maybe 11,000 years ago, and the temples there. And also in the temple of Apollo in Greece. But recent lifetimes with creative pursuits, you're very intense, and you find yourself at the center of kind of counterculture movements in lots of different lifetimes. And that could be explored more fully. Your kindness and your compassion is really your lodestar, and you have developed a great deal of patience in this life. they're really commending you for that. So, and the time when the lilies bloom should be a good time for you now. So, I'm coming to you. Howard has you wrapped up in his care, so I just with what your challenges are. So let's see. You've been a leader where women are concerned in other lives, kind of a pioneer, very aware of women's causes, and given great service of yourself, even in times of war, in some kind of healing hospital. I don't know where that was. You feel an inner peace, whatever is going on with you in your life, physically or otherwise. You have a peace and a serenity that radiate out from you, and people pick that up, and they're very centered when they're around you because they feel that peace. And you've worked at it. It's not easy, and you're working at it still. But there's a radiation of peace and centeredness. So you try to because there are a lot. Who else hasn't had a message and wants one? Is there anybody who has not had a message and would like one? Okay. May I come to you? Okay. Can you say your first name? I'm looking to read not your energy, but your energy. Okay. So I would say that you might have had a lifetime around the period of the Roosevelts, Eleanor Roosevelt, FDR. You might have been someone who was very close friends with Eleanor Roosevelt. You had periods of loneliness. She turned to her friends to strengthen her through that life. That means you also have a pattern like her too. And I would say that maybe at some earlier part of your life you might have felt misunderstood or not fully valued. But as you go on in your life, the sense of value for you will grow and grow. And even from it, you will be recognized in the things that you do more and more. But you were a friend of Eleanor Roosevelt, and helped to shape our country through that friendship. Okay, thank you.
If I just give a straight reading of you, it's like you've asked for a glass of water and I just hit you with a fire hose. So I'll just ask you, just raise your hand if you want a reading, and just ask a question about anything, and that flows simple and straight to you. Oh, all right, no. Yes, what would you like to know?
I have no specific questions, so just don't spray me with fire hose.
Okay.
Always got that good advice.
This spring is going to be a really, really, really good one for you. You've got all kinds of eclectic, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in that, I'm interested in this. And you are always at your best when you're microtasking because you've got passion. And passion has a tendency, if it's only focused in one spot, to fizzle out. So you've got passion about this, and passion about that, and passion about this. But you also have that God bless math because that keeps you grounded and makes money for you. You're a very earthy, do bookwork kind of person. In the meantime, you're scattered as hell all over the place with all your other interests, which makes you a really, really well-grounded person. But it keeps you in a sense of being able to be financially stable, being able to feel passionate and interested in so many things. So this spring, it's like you get a little of this, little of that, and come summer, you're actually going to have something brand new that you're interested in. Yeah. Be prepared. And your name? Oh, I like that name. What would you like to know?
What can I expect for the rest of the year?
Pardon?
What can I expect for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year? Fast opportunities. It's like this is the year of the horse, and I mean fast opportunities. So if something sounds like it's too good to be true, give it a chance anyway. Fast opportunities. Not just in your business, but your social life. Fast opportunities. So what would make it even more, make it even more magnetized to you is a cheerful, curious attitude about everything. And you'll get even more fast opportunities. Your fast opportunities, at the end of the year, you're going to find that you feel healthier, wealthier, and have had more fun. This is going to be a really good year for you. Really good year.
Thank you.
Frank, you want me to tell the whole world what you really like? Okay.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all the mediums that gave their messages. And thank you all for coming today. It was like we had quite a turnout. We will be closing the service with a benediction, which will be, may the understanding of our minds, the meditation of our hearts, and the obedience of our will be the still small voice within that lead us to live spiritualism, science, philosophy, and religion. Bless us now as we go our separate ways until we meet again. Amen. Thank you. Again, you can get a drink on your way out.